Hello, this is Sabine at Cross Keys Crafts on December the 5th with my 5th video in my series where I made my own DIY craft calendar. I decided to put dies into this box that I have hardly used or have even never used, and I'm going to make a card or a crafty project every day with these. And today I popped in these. These are nesting dies, and they are, I think they're sort of called torn edges dies. And yeah, I saw something on YouTube and thought I needed them desperately. I ordered them and then I never used them. So I'll have a think what I'm going to make with these today, and I'm coming back to show you what I have created. And I'll see you soon. Okay, I'm back and I have made up my mind what I'm going to create, but I want to show you two steps before I show you my finished card. One is I want to use these stamps here because I'm going to create a forest scene, and I wanted to use I call them my forest friends. They're not all foresty animals, but this is the closest I have to something. And these stamps come with coordinating dies. And the easiest way to stamp and die cut these, I find, rather than stamping them first and then aligning the die cuts, what I do is I don't cut these apart, but I die cut these already from cardstock. This is a 300 GSM, so it's very thick and sturdy. This is actually left over from my card yesterday that failed a bit, the gingerbread house, the first one. And all I need to do now, I put this in my stamping platform. I just need to align the stamps now, and I find this so much easier. So I just need to peel them off and then figure out where it goes, and then I don't have any surprises afterwards, or don't cut any legs off or tiny bits, because I find this is so much easier. And if you have a stamping platform, this is very easy. So I'm going to finish that. I'm going to stamp these with this alcohol proof die, because I find if I colour them in with my alcohol markers afterwards, this one doesn't smear, this one doesn't dissolve, and I think it's worth doing that. And then I'll show you in a moment how I die cut my other pieces to create the card I want to make. Okay, what I wanted to show you is this. I have cut 3 parts with my nesting dies. All the outer parts, because I want to make a tunnel card, are the same size. So I have used this one, and I haven't gone any bigger. This is not the biggest one, because I'm going to use my embossing folder, and I didn't want the pieces of cardstock to be bigger than my embossing folder. This, by the way, is a Tim Holtz Sizzix one, and it's got a wood grain on it, and it's a 3D folder. I'm going to show you in a moment what I want to do with these. So all these 3 pieces have got the same outer, but the inner ones I cut smaller or bigger, which way around you want to look at. I want to layer these up with foam tape, and then it creates this tunnel effect. And I want to show you what it looks like with the 3D embossing folder. I have made 2 samples, because what I did with these samples is I put my oxide, a distress oxide, or I tried the elements. So you need an ink that is ideally water soluble, and I just wipe this over the over the top of the embossing folder. So pick the one that's the top, which is this one, and you just wipe it across. Don't put it in, don't apply it with a brush, because you just want it on the layer. And then you spritz your cardstock. This is especially important with the 3D folders, otherwise you will likely have some cuts in the card because it presses in too hard. And then you just put this piece of cardstock through. I just did this with 2 pieces of scrap paper. So this is the one with the elements truffle, and this is quite dark. And this is the one with a vintage photo. I quite like this subtle look. But the other thing that I wanted to show you is this. You've got a choice here. I pre-cut my layers because I didn't want to lose the embossed, the raised bits when I put it through with the cutting. But you can do this. I did this here as a sample piece because what you're left with is a fairly flat piece, but you've still got the wood grain like a pattern on it afterwards, whereas this one actually has got proper raised bits. I don't know how well you can see that in the photo. So you've got the choice there, but as I said, I went for the choice to pre-cut my parts, and then I'm going to dry emboss these with the ink on top. So I'm going to do this for all 3 layers. Then I'm going to cut my base as well, and again I will use this die. So they all stuck together, but I'm going to lay it up so that I don't cut the side of it, so actually the card will have the same shape. And as I said, I'm going to then show you my finished cards. I will color in my little animals as well, and then yeah, I'll show you the result. I've got another little tip for you when you want to die cut your cardstock into a certain shape. I have a shopboard 5x7 card in craft, and I have aligned the die so that the edge sits right over the score line. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm sure not to cut through the edge, so this will actually form the card, and this flap or the fold will remain, and I've taped it down to make sure it doesn't move in my die cutting machine. So here's my finished card, this tunnel card with the little animals getting ready to find their presents. This is a stamp that came with the Christmas magazine last year. I chose to put something there behind, something for the animals to look forward to. I wasn't quite sure what to pick. I wanted something sort of a bit cartoony in the same style. I even had a look if I had a background, pattern background, but in the end I just went for this. I coloured the animals with mostly with my tri-blend markers. These are very good because they've got 3 different shades of the same colour in one pen, which is light, medium and dark. And yeah, that makes it really easy to colour these in. But also on the bear I used a different alcohol marker. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. So this opens up. I don't really like the look of foam tape. I use these slim foam strips. I had a few next to each other though, because I wanted to give this some sort of stability. But otherwise, yeah, I think this is a really good use. And the panels I cut out the middle, I'm going to use these for maybe some gift tags or some other crafts, so they won't be lost. And yeah, I might put a little sentiment in there, but I don't know how easy it is now to stamp there, or I might just cut one out and put it on there. I don't know yet. But yeah, quite pleased with this. So this is the video for the 5th of December, and I see you tomorrow with my next die. Can't remember what I put in my box, but yeah, I'll see you tomorrow with the next video. Thank you very much for watching. And I'm back. I had just finished filming and I looked at the card again and I thought, no, I'm not happy with the background with the picture of the presents there. And I also thought, I don't need another Christmas card. I've done all my Christmas cards for this year. So I decided to pry this open again, which is easy to do if you just use your heat tool. You warm it up a bit from the back, and then normally normal adhesive like the foam strips you can easily lift off. And that's what I did. And I just put a neutral background in the back here, and that allows me to put in a birthday sentiment if I want to use it for a birthday or even for another occasion. And I think it's much nicer. It's a bit more neutral. It's not too overpowering, the background, and I'm really pleased with this card now. Before I was a bit hesitant. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.